CT utility available, but they do have smoke. Psycho falling is going to drop one of those. There are still 3 available. Sergis at close range is going to swing around with that 5-7, hunting for kills, but the AK eventually gets the better. The 2 Deeks fire back for 2 of their own, but the man advantage remains with SG.PRO as DemQ on a recovered AK waits in the wings to aggress through his smoke. It begins to dissipate, and Roofire on the other side is going to get his knife to dissipate, and Roofire on the other side is going to get his knives out and look like he wants to start swinging at the moment. He's stabbing DemQ, left clicking, but eventually he might get taken out. The Deagle is spamming and eventually finds the kill. That's one of the messier engagements you've ever seen, and there's still a fight going on for this a bomb site. Toxic finding Sinator, but both players now low as D-Ray is left in the one-on-one engagement.
I'm really starting to question that play there. 3 versus 2, and you get the knives out, and now you leave yourself in this very, very dangerous position. D-Ray's made the smart play, gone for the fake plant, but DemQ, he's not drawn out. Time's running down the clock. He does find himself the kill, though. Levels things out 3-3. That came a lot closer than it
expecting to give SG.PRO the advantage here on the T side, and they'll be looking to streak together just as many rounds as they possibly can. Kai's on that Mac 10, hunting for the bonus cash in this round.
If he can rack up some money on these pistols, that would work wonders for their economy. They're in a position, though, where they should be able to pull ahead here. Their money really isn't too great, so they need to keep as many players as they can alive in this round, so they don't have to reinvest too much in the next, because that's going to be Crazy's buy round, and that could be breaking point for SG.PRO unless they've got a bank behind them. Bane boosted up. Little does he know there's 3 players on the other side here. It could be an absolute shutdown, but he's only good for 1, and the trades actually come in. 2 players found for Crazy, and 2 AKs retrieved as we now go into a 3-on-3. SG.PRO started to head over towards the A site. They will be able to get themselves onto the bomb site, especially with that wall of smokes. But this is a very doable retake right now for Crazy, especially with Toxic and backlines. He might be able to get himself 1, and that first kill coming in for Crazy as well through the smoke. No way do they convert this.
They have the recovered AKs. The issue is they have to aggress into SG.PRO, and without armor, they're going to get aim plunged to oblivion. They need Toxic to creep in the back lines, but he's completely whiffed it. He could have crept up and knifed if he wanted to there, but he's really whiffed those USB headshots, and that might just be the straw that broke the camel's back. Now DemQ is left in a 1-on-2, 30 HP and no armor. He's just going to carry the rifle away and use the economic boost. Narrowly a potential conversion there, and another very close round for SG.PRO when it shouldn't have been.
That went horribly wrong. That could have 100% been Crazy's round. Had that flank not whiffed in that scenario, but that's Counter-Strike for you. Things like that just happen sometimes, and of course, SG.PRO, they pull ahead. Crazy have to contest it in round number 8.
They certainly do. And that's going to be a potential issue, all things considered. They have the 5 rifles on the board. Now, Sensei, he's done a lot of work on the rifles. He's really transferring his skill, not just on that AWP. He can work with the M4s around ramp as well. And that's really the critical engagement. SG.PRO, it's another few rounds in, and when they know they're up against the full buy, they're still only taking the fight over towards this A ramp. They only really went mid when they thought they'd be up against weaker pistols, and that still didn't work out. Sensei might have just missed the timing there, but Fames missed the shot, more importantly. Swings around for
themselves onto 5, and not just that, they might be able to retain these 4 weapons as well, which when you look at their current economy, it's absolutely massive. Means that they can bring those guns into the next. They don't have to reinvest. The only person that actually could buy potentially in this next one, but it's certainly the M4s would have to drop, but they won't be able to afford a huge amount. And then they're on this limited buy again, which, well, at that point you're just throwing rounds away, so we'll have to see.
A dire position for Crazy to be in on Vertigo. They could have chosen to take us on to Overpass, a map they have a better win rate on compared to SG.PRO, but instead they've taken it here with their confidence, and now they've called through a timeout as well to try and break up this T-side momentum and have a discussion as to what they'd like to do. If Toxic and Psycho want to sacrifice utility, they could drop Famasis or an MP9, and Sensei, he might glass cannon, but he could pick up an M4 and armor should he really want. This could be a buy that Crazy go for, but they'd be lacking utility and firepower, and they're already struggling to fight for the A ramp when they have all of the weapons that they want to work with. SG.PRO doing a great job of force a buyout in this round, but it looks as though Crazy are playing the economic preservation game.
I think that's a smart move to go for Crazy. Just keep those two rifles, make sure that no one goes below that 2k mark, and you can actually buy into the next. The issue is with it is that SG.PRO right now can get themselves 6-3 up as long as they don't throw away this round. And that can be a pretty dangerous scoreline to have early on as a T side. You really set yourself up for a 9-6 and 8-7 half, especially when you're finding the frags like that. A perfect boost, but it doesn't work out at all. The man advantage already going in SG.PRO's favour. As they begin to take this ramp control. Rufire as well, walking straight into mid, realising it's clear, and he will be able to hear the sound cues as well. Oh, SG.PRO right now. For the taking.
They haven't committed the bomb to anywhere, so as soon as these two players from SG.PRO commit up the B stairs, they're also going to realize they have a completely free bomb site on their hands. Rufire is going to be gifted an inordinate amount of CT players with their backs turned. Eventually, it's Toxic who's pushing out mid to try and clear things. But I think Rufire just had no idea how clear the B bomb site was. His team are still pushing in as if there's defenders over there, and they'll eventually realize it's completely empty. The two rifles for Crazy are both towards that A bomb site, and they look like they're going to have to play the safe game again.
No real chance for them to come back into this one. A 4 versus 2, but again, SG.PRO will be able to save these 4 weapons unless they go hunting, which I think would be a foolish thing to do, considering they know that Crazy were on somewhat of an eco this round. In fact, they've only really seen the pistols this round, so they'll know that they will be able to afford a buy in the next. So actually, Crazy saving 2 M4s right now isn't a huge deal. Of course, it means that they won't have to reinvest 2 weapons, and therefore they can save up a little bit of money behind them, maybe get some extra utility, but it really doesn't mean a whole lot. So the smart play not to go for the hunt here. Instead, rack up your own economy, and right now they're rolling it. 4 players don't even have to buy anything going into the next, and they're all sitting around 4, 5, 6, even a couple of players on 7k right now. This is looking like a very good half in the making for SG.PRO. They already set on 6. And, well, they've got 5 more rounds to play. They've got 5 more rounds to play with to put some more in their favour.
Certainly